While I'm busy putting together the best in horror countdown, I don't want to fall too far behind in covering new horrors released in the month of October. Hulu scored a big hit a few weeks ago with No One Will Save You, but will they strike gold twice with their new body horror film Appendage? Find out after this. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. Appendage is new streaming on Hulu. It's directed and written by Anna Zlokovic. Hannah, played by Hadley Robinson, is a fashion designer, eager to please her finicky boss, and dedicates most of her waking hours to working on her designs. Still, she tries to maintain a relationship with her new boyfriend, Kalen, played by Brandon Michael Smith, and help out her parents, who are planning on moving out of the house she grew up in. Hannah has a troubled past involving self-harm and alcohol abuse, yet she works hard to keep her chaotic life in control. Out of the blue, a growth begins to form on Hannah's side, and after it pops off of her and gains sentience, Hannah thinks she's losing her mind. But Hannah finds solace in a self-help group who seem to be suffering from the same affliction, haunted by absorbed twins who survived on self-doubt and negative feelings called appendages. Appendages hits the ground running with Hannah experiencing pains in her abdomen while having dinner with her parents in the opening moments. When the appendage's little head pops out of her side, I groaned a bit, thinking this was going to be a modern take on Basket Case. And with Malevolent trekking down familiar territory so decently a few years ago, I didn't think anything more could be done with the conjoined twin trope in horror. But the longer I watched, I realized that while Appendage does some have similarities with Basket Case, it's much more like another Henenlotter classic, Brain Damage, as the growth that sprouts from Hannah's side is more like the metaphor for drug abuse played with between the protagonist of that film and Elmer, the sassy little talking turd-like monster from Brain Damage. Appendages also feels a lot like the film Let Her Out, another absorbed twin film from not so long ago that really did a great job of dealing with a lot of the same subject matter, such as addiction, lack of control in one's life, and fractured sanity. But while thematically Appendage is not doing much new, aside from the self-help group aspect, it does tell the story well. Director-writer Anna Zlokovic makes a much more digestible film for the masses by staging the entire story in the fashion industry, which will get those who don't normally go for icky body horror interested. Personally, I found the scenes with the head fashion designer pretentious and hard to watch, but if you're a fan of the vapidity of Project Runway, then this is the body horror film for you. Hadley Robinson is a strong actress here. She sells Hannah's stressed-out nature and mental instability well. There's a dichotomy to the character when Hannah becomes confident and more in control of her life that works as well, highlighting the actress's broad range. I also like the aloof performance of Emily Hampshire, who plays another person afflicted with the appendage who is in the support group with Hannah. The most frustrating part of Appendage is that it never really defines why all of this resurfacing of the absorbed twin is occurring right now. Hannah seems to have been riddled with anxiety all of her life, facing all kinds of problems in school that continue to plague her to the time this film is taking place. It's never made clear why the appendage chooses this exact moment to surface, especially when the bulk of Hannah's problems seem to have peaked in high school. Without a clear reason for the little monster to pop its head out of Hannah's side, it makes everything feel underwritten and not well thought out. Aside from that, Appendage is a decent little stab at body horror. It's got fun performances and some decent gross-out effects, especially the tumor-ridden little appendage creature that seems to be mostly practical effects, which is something I always appreciate. If anything, Appendage made me miss the heyday of Henenlotter's down-to-earth body horror classics. It reminded me how potent these ground-level horrors can be when done right. And Appendage does a lot of that right. You're doomed.
stuck inside your reality. You're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're doomed. God live the life that you are meant to live inside